What is up? Hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? Cheers, cheers. Good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's happening? We're in the mountains, hanging out in this cool mountain scene. We haven't fixed the green screen, and we're just chilling. What's going on? What's going on? Hello, hello. Cheers. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Kung Fu Talks in the Morning Live. Kung Fu Live in the mornings. How are you guys today? Tell me more. Tell me what's going on. The Brad AMA yesterday, people were chatting about that. We have some ideas about the Brad AMA. There's some discussions on Twitter about the hidden mirror ledger. People are talking about some mirror ledger that is going to take over testing for XRP volume. So much going on out here. We have Forbes putting up an article about will Ripple thrive in 2019. XRP is at 37 cents from the little bit of pop yesterday. And here we are live talking about all the good stuff, talking about life and crypto and things and stuff and things, you know, all the things that people. Let's move on. Here we are. There's the title screen. I don't know if we've said this, but we should say, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a fiduciary. I'm not giving you financial advice. I am not your financial guru. Let's just roll this thing. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a fiduciary, and I'm not offering financial advice. I'm looking at information and reviewing it with you. Also, before we get started, go ahead and click that subscribe button and click that like button to show support to our channel, and click that bell to get notifications for whenever I post videos next. Woo! Woo! There you go. So let's see. First, let's just chat about the Brad AMA for a minute. Who watched it? Raise of hands. Raise of hands. Who watched the Brad AMA? Who really enjoyed that? Who thought it was a good AMA? Who had a good time with that? There's a couple things that Brad said that were really kind of that stuck out to me. He said, one of the big things he said was that they can't make an announcement until the partners that they have partnered with decide that they're comfortable making an announcement. So does he mean that they have somebody that they are working with they can't talk about? He also said marathon. That was a big thing he said. He said, we are in a marathon. And he's right. We're in a marathon, not in a sprint. He talked a little bit about the regulation and about the expectations of the SEC to pull through. He pulled away from the Bitcoin ETF question. He said he didn't really want to go into that too much. He said he didn't really know, which I respect because no one really knows. There's a lot of good stuff he dropped in there. A lot of good little tidbits that he kind of dropped, and it was a good AMA. There was a good possibility that I think there were some people on Twitter complaining and saying, "Oh no, it was not the best," but it was pretty good. It was a pretty good AMA. So what's going on with you guys? Let's say hey to the room. Cheers. What's going on, everybody? Hey, yo, hello. Ahmed, Jake, Benjamin Moss, Crypto Time, Jay Currency, Something Clever, Jake Frood, hello. Jerome, Miaugi, El Brando, Silhouette, hello. Jay Vot, hello, hello. Something Clever, Connie, Body Sculpt, my boy, what's up? Jack, Cryptocus, Miaugi, Satoshi, hello. Benjamin, Jake, Jack, Prodigal, Ralph, hello, 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 everybody. How's it going? Cheers. Good morning. Smash the like button. Smash subscribe. Let's talk about XRP. Let's talk about crypto. Where's it going? What's it doing? Are you still a believer? Are you still holding on to your Zerpers? Are you a Zerpernati? Chilling, bro. You are chilling. Wish I bought some before the pump. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of a bounce happening this morning, and not the biggest bounce. We're not like running towards our all-time high, but we are sitting at Bitcoin right under 4,000. It's up 7% in the day. XRP's at 37 cents, up 11% in the 24 hours. That's pretty good. Ethereum finally broke above 100. EOS actually passed Stellar. That's kind of crazy. EOS showing a little bit of red in 24 hours, but holding above Stellar for right now at 261. Stellar at 12 cents. Bitcoin Cash took up above Litecoin at 124. Bitcoin SV seems to be losing this Bitcoin Cash battle. Litecoin's at 31 bucks, up for 5% or so. Tron 1%. Cardano, or Tron 1 penny. Cardano 3 pennies. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So many things to think about, to discuss, to dream. Big dreams out there. What are we thinking about for the XRP volume today? It looks like it's slightly up, so the trade volume is up at $660 million. And XRP Ledger payment volumes at $144 million. So Bitbank still number one. Binance coming in number two right here. What is happening out there, though? What are you guys thinking about the AMA? What does the AMA make you think about for end of year? What does it think about for Q1 of 2019? What are you guys thinking about that? You have enough just waiting for the news Coinbase announcement. So Ralph just put some comments up that said Coinbase in the next 3 days. So people are talking about this possibility of Coinbase listing XRP on the 21st, which is also the day the U.S. government shuts down a lot of the services that have not been provided payment or funding. So maybe, I don't know. Bitstamp, Brad Crumb, though. Yeah, that Bitstamp, Brad Crumb. Yeah. No, well, so I think that the AMA was good. Brad looked like he was just woke up and he was sad and annoyed that he had to give the same answers. I always talk about how we really have to be respectful and take notice of how good a job they do, how good a job all the execs at Ripple do, really just being patient and dropping the same answers sometimes. But I think that they did talk a little bit more speculatively about what was happening this Q4 of 2018. Also, he did say that he was a little bit, he was wrong about how many institutional investors he thought we would have at this point. So there's reality that he's, accepting they're a little bit behind from where they want to be, but it's a long road. It's a long road ahead. They're in a marathon, he said. So that's really one of the best things you can talk about is the fact that we're in a marathon, not in a sprint. So I cheers him for at least bringing that to the table. When partnerships can he talk about? What partnerships can't he talk about? That's a good question. Yes. So what could he not talk about? He said that he can't release specific things until he gets approved from the partners that he has been working with. So who is that? Sup? What's up? How's it going? What is up? How are you today? Welcome to the stream. Cheers. He did not even address him saying how one big bank would use XRP. Prodigal's right. He did not address that. He did not say if there was or wasn't. Maybe he's just avoiding it. I don't know. You bought more at 33 cents. Cool. Let's talk about it. Smash the like button. What's up, Grind? Hello, Corey Ziegelman. Tell me more. What's going on, guys? Let's just jump through it. Watch the run happen during the shutdown. That's what I was thinking too, Miyagi. Honestly, I was thinking that if there was going to be a crazy run, it would happen during the government shutdown. And I don't know what that means. I don't think that has really a direct correlation together, but no big deal. No big deal. Hey, yo. Questions like XRP's security. Yeah. The XRP security question they just keep bouncing back to. And I think that obviously we know that there's people wanting to have a definitive answer. But, ADA to the moon, says Revolutionist. When do you do yoga? When you first wake up in the mornings. I've started doing breathing exercises in the mornings again. I don't do mainly a real practice until maybe later, until maybe in the afternoon. I'll do like a full practice or a workout, but I do breathing in the morning. How to start your day? Breathing. That's how you do it. So what's happening out there? What else do we have to discuss? Let's see the possibility of end of year. What do you guys think about end of year? Are we excited about this? What's the title of the video today? Ripple XRP new gold. Will Ripple XRP thrive in 2019? Let's think about that. Will it thrive in 2019? I'm thinking yes. I'm thinking it's going to do really well. Or what do you guys think? Tell me more. Let's see. I'm going to put a new title in here. Will Ripple XRP thrive in 2019? Brad Garlinghouse AMA Chat with Kungfu. La. All right. Now. Ta-dum. That's right there. Fixed that bad boy. So looking at the candles, ooh, those candles look good. Dog eat dog. These look like some sweet candles right here. Oh, yeah. Popping off the top of the charts here. Running up to the top of the Bollinger Bands. We had, what, 39 cents there for a second? How long ago was that? This morning at some time in... it's 6 a.m. this morning. We had a nice 39 cent pop. This is pretty much what's been happening since 4 o'clock. Well, it's been happening since, yeah, about the midday on Monday. We started to see some of this movement, some of these candles kind of picking up. Is it mostly just kind of speculative investing or manipulation trading? Is it bots? It's hard to say. With XRP finding support against Bitcoin, though, I feel good either way. I know that there's been, let's go to the XRP to BTC parts. There's been a continual discussion in our stream about how XRP is climbing towards Bitcoin right here. It's almost about to 10,000 Satoshis. So it's actually up from yesterday from the 9,500 Satoshis to close to 10,000 Satoshis. If you guys remember, we were looking at yesterday and talking about how I think 22,000 Satoshis was how much XRP was worth whenever Bitcoin was at its all-time high. So for XRP to be at 10,000 Satoshis while Bitcoin's at 3,800 looks really good. It puts it in a really good spot. If you expect Bitcoin to come back, it's going to look really good for XRP. But someone sent me a message yesterday that was interesting to think about. If we look at XRP right now, how much money would it need to hit or have? About $1, I think, and it would be dominant. About $1, and XRP would be dominant over Bitcoin. So that would be interesting to see happen. Could it happen very fast? Yes. I really think it could happen pretty fast. So maybe 21st, Coinbase does put XRP up. Maybe 21st, there's some government shutdown and an exciting launch and some news. We don't really know. What are you guys talking about over here in the comments? Can we discuss the central banks and their potential role in taxation of digital currencies related to cross-border remittance services? That's a really good question, Aaron. Thanks for chiming in, bro, and throwing that out there. What's the real understanding right now of the taxation of digital currencies, especially relating to cross-border remittance services? I think that we need really some more clarity for them to view cryptocurrencies, the ones that are being utilized on networks like XRP, to be a commodity. I think that if we get the taxation structure set up so that I think that might be one of the bigger hindrances or barriers of entry right now for banks to go public with using it. That also brings up a good question about there's like a mirror ledger discussion happening that I saw. Where was this? This is a old video. Let's go look at this. I think I messaged this to myself. So there's a rumor of a special XRP volume disconnected from the public exchange. It's growing exponentially on private ledgers. At some point, these worlds will converge. Stress testing exchanges is important before going live. And I thought this was interesting to look at, but there was a couple threads that were saying this is not really how it works. I don't really know where they found their information about how there's a private mirror ledger, but I was trying to kind of like catch up on this conversation and figure out if they actually had any facts or if this is just speculation. We've talked before in the past about how we don't really think that there's going to be a private ledger built, and if there is a private ledger built and they decide to start using it, why would they use XRP? This is a really interesting question. The whole thing about the private database thing too is highlighting that you can't have a private database that doesn't have the same security. It is not as secure. It does not have the decentralization, and so it's really just a private database. So if they're running remittance services through a private database for a test net, that doesn't make any sense. If they built a mirror net that's exactly the same as XRP, there's so many questions about that. Like, where's the why, and where, and why would they not just use that one? What's going on here? So I don't really know about that. That kind of falls into the whole conversation of the X pool and the traditional markets having their own price and stuff like that. It's just starting to get a little bit crazy, honestly. Some of this speculation about mirror ledgers and secret prices and stuff like that. I don't really know. I really don't think so. I don't think that makes any sense to me. Yo, you just watched that Wim Hof video you posted a while back? That guy's cool. That guy's very cool, for sure. Doing your Wim Hof breathing in the morning is a good way to start the day. That's right. Cheers. What's up, Nice Hash? POW is old and worthless. It's a rotary phone. Yes, totally. Yes, totally. XLM can take back EOS pretty soon here. Yeah, I agree. Never seen one of his in my life. Seen him talk on Fox once. I don't know who we're talking about. I don't know who we're talking about. When 5G gets here and they're watching us, they will say everyone's identity was was something for the attack. Okay. Japan was just wiped off the stats. Really? We already can't see a lot of volume. What are you looking at? Where are you looking at this Japan stat disappearance fact? And Protocol's chiming in with the context of Amazon partnership is also a rumor. So I think we've been talking about Amazon and Ripple the last few days, and we're looking at this graph. Where is it? We kept looking at this infographic or PDF or this document that's been floating around talking about the interledger protocol and talking about the pairing of RippleNet with Amazon. And I saw some people yesterday talking about how this is a rumor. This is definitely not this is not an official announcement by any means. You cannot say this is an official announcement. This is just, again, a representation of data, collecting data, showing you what's possible. Even this, I think, showing the Ripple API could work with these companies if they want to have payment across any network. Again, this is not a guarantee. These are still considered rumors, but these rumors start to add up pretty quickly. So where are we really looking at? What's happening here in the market as XRP climbs towards the 10,000 Satoshi mark against Bitcoin? What are we really thinking about? Like, what is really happening? Can we see the partners that are coming through? You know, where do they really land on the use case? Where do they really land in use? Tell me more. Tell me what you guys really think. Tell me what you guys really think. No Japan. No Japan. No Japan, you say. Well, there's some transactions. There's some transaction graph data. There's some ledger data. There's some good stuff on here. I don't know why they would be holding data, or if or when they're doing it, for what reason. That's a good question. They used to show Japan and hasn't for months. Yeah, they took away that entire part of the website, though. They took away that entire market overview graph. That was kind of cool to look at. It was released a couple days ago, and I didn't save the link. I believe I came across it on the Fed website. What are you talking about, Lakeside Crypto? No proof. Read what the NSA just released. I don't know. What did they release? Should I go look? NSA release. Is that how that works? Why would a company like Ripple keep showing and discussing Amazon unless a partnership was brewing? If we got an Amazon partnership announcement going public, that would be pretty crazy. That would be pretty crazy. I can say that would be a big catalyst for sure. I'm not sure if there's any people really like that would respond positively to that. The AMA was kind of weird. A lot of old info rehashed. It is true that they kind of just like did the dance, I guess. They did the dance. Even if you Amazon coin, you'll need to use XRP to send, distributor, bank, whatever. Jack Levy's talking about the Amazon coin that they possibly could build. Amazon's talked about building their own cryptocurrency. In fact, Amazon bought a couple domains. I think last year they bought Amazon Bitcoin and Amazon cryptocurrency and AmazonCrypto.com. They bought a bunch of those. So people are discussing like maybe there is a possibility that Amazon is launching their own crypto. If they are launching their own crypto, are they going to use XRP for the network? Are they going to use XRP to send their own coin? Those are good questions. I'm not really sure. We don't really know because we're not going to know until it comes out. We're not really going to know until it comes out. And there's a lot of things that were discussed yesterday that were pretty solid, but just repeats of the same old. If Ripple shuts down tomorrow, XRP will continue to trade, was his reasoning behind XRP not being a security. But I think the bigger thing, it really is all the other partners that come onto the network. So if you look at, SBI Remit, if you look at the Santander, if you look at Corda's Settler app, there's so many big partners coming through that it's easy to see. It's easy to see that there's other reasons it's not a security in my mind, because it's definitely going to be classified as a commodity if other people are using it. It doesn't make it a security for Ripple at all. It's possible that there's an announcement too. El Brando's talking about the other cryptos like XLM will be used by R3 and Amazon, but XRP will have a first mover advantage. So there's a lot of things being developed, like the ILP, which suggests that maybe Xpool and the ILP and Amazon and Uber and all these, maybe even Bitcoin and XLM, could all be working together to create this global liquidity network. And what we're going to basically just let ourselves call this new monetary framework, basically, because we know that the people are going to be on the ILP are going to be meeting the the KYC and AML, which is the Know Your Customer and Anti-Money Laundering Act from BSA, the Bank Security Act that everyone's forced through. So if they're going to be building out this global network, I guarantee they're all going to be players playing the game and looking at working with regulators. Is that something that you can see because of the development of these global liquidity pools? Is that like what we expect to happen? People are again shouting and touting this possibility of XRP being in some secret ledger and the only coin for the Amazon use, but I think that they're not listening to the conversation, and they don't hear what's happening when we talk about the ILP or we talk about interoperability, and that's big. I think that's really big stuff, and I think that's important. So what's really happening? How much longer do we need to wait to see some movement and price uptick? It's a good question. There's a lot of good questions. So Corey Ziegelman says there has been hidden volume for 2 years now. Could be financial institution testing. It could be anything. That's true that we really don't know. And this is, again, just a development of a new technology. So we're just speculating and using the information that they've given us. We only know what they tell us and what we can decide and research on our own. And we only know really what we can see in the code, really. So sometimes we're looking at like the actual code, the list of the open source code, and trying to understand how that works. And so we're kind of at the mercy of more intelligent people to translate or break down that code for us and how it works in real time. And sometimes we can we know that they are building these things right now. They're looking at making them work, and how will they make them work. So there might be changes, there might be things that they didn't consider, or things that need to be addressed to make it work. So again, we're all just kind of waiting and learning as this happens in real time. So I think I saw someone the other day tweet out something about Jeff Bezos being able to start the next bull run. It was like in response to CZ saying like, oh, well, the next bull run's not going to happen until, someone buys up like all the Bitcoin. And someone was like, well, Binance, why don't you buy all the Bitcoin? And he was like, he tagged Jeff Bezos, and he was like, no, why don't we get Jeff Bezos to buy all the Bitcoins to start the bull run? And Ralph Raymond just put in here in the comments, Jeff Bezos is a first mover type guy. A digital asset will likely be in the works. And so I agree that Jeff Bezos does seem to be like a really big innovator and entrepreneur. He did build up Amazon from back in the day. We talk about this, how Amazon sat at so little value and no one really expected it to do anything. They were all really kind of calling that it was a goofy decision to make an internet website that sold books. But that is, again, what happened, what he did, and it turned out really well for him. It turned out really well. So yes, there you go. Yeah, there you go. That's possible. No big deal. No big deal. And, Jeff Bezos could buy all the Bitcoin. He could just decide tomorrow to buy it all. He's like, actually, I'm buying all the Bitcoin. But would he buy it all? Would he wait for, something else to buy in on? Would he make his own coin? Because he doesn't really want Bitcoin. He just wants to maybe create a use case or a use for his actual network and for people on the network. These are all really good questions. And this is something I think about as well. He, again, could decide to just start working really closely with specific digital assets that he champions, and that would bring a lot of support to whatever XRP, Bitcoin, XLM, ADA, whatever he decides to work with. So we're just kind of waiting to see what's happening. The AMA yesterday was good and enjoyable, and I think that there's a possibility that, you know, you expected maybe a little bit more, but I know that we've never really seen them do anything too official or big on the AMAs. They're not really for big announcements. I think they would make it a completely separate drop, like a completely separate Ripple drop, and a completely separate post. So that's, again, what I expected, pretty much what I expected. Hey, what's up? What's going on, Angel? XRP sold, but not on the ledger, over the counter. We just don't know, is what Corey Ziegelman's talking about with the hidden volume. Light Yugimi says, so if the volume is hidden from us, why would they ever even turn it on? That's exactly what I've been saying. So people are talking about the mirror ledger, and I think that there's possibilities of, there's possibilities of developments in the ecosystem that we don't know about. There could be, specific over-the-counter purchases that we are not privy to, but again, I don't really know how that would be. That's not really a mirror ledger. That's completely separate. That's just over-the-counter trading on the XRP ledger. The mirror ledger idea sounds really fishy to me because we know that that's why these are built. The XRP ledger is built as this big open source permissionless ledger because that's how it works efficiently. If they're building secret ledgers or private databases, it doesn't seem to be like in the same ethos of like where we're headed, or it doesn't seem to like stand up to the trilemma challenge. Like, it's not decentralized, it's not secure, right? And I mean, if it's not decentralized, you can't even get to the third. You can't even go to the third trilemma because it's not decentralized. One, that's a big problem. It's not secure. That's a really big problem. And if it can't scale, then it's the only thing a private database can do is scale, right? The only thing they could do in a private database is scale efficiently, but it wouldn't be secure and it wouldn't be decentralized. So we're back to the same conversation of like, they could be using a private database to run tests on volume, but that's not really a test. That's not a stress test at all. So also back to the hexagraph, Xpool conversation. People are like, well, there's a separate secret tradition, like separate price for institutions. Xpool is not specific to XRP. It's, again, ILP paired. So I'm not really sure about all that. I'm not really sure about all that stuff. It sounds great. I'm all for whatever it is that makes us support the conversation and introducing ourselves to how it could go up in price, but probably not going to be, I'm not going to be a big supporter of the secret prices, or I'm not going to be a big supporter of the secret prices or the mirror ledger conversation. That's just me. I just think that because of the way the technology works and because of the way the code works, I do not see that as even a worthy conversation. So there you go. Can you elaborate on hidden volume? Would that not defeat the point of a decentralized open ledger? Man, Illmatic Beats, thank you so much. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And, there's a difference, maybe OTC, like over-the-counter trading, or under-the-counter, or, black market purchases, maybe not showing up in reports. Again, that's just how over-the-counter works. And I think that's something that you could expect to be resolved as far as like the economic model being refined for the way that they run stocks and other legacy institutional our assets. Those are totally different, and the way they do OTC and the volume comes back in later, that is going to be, it needs to be addressed for how they're going to develop something that is always on, right? Because the ledgers never turn off, the markets never turn off, there's never a downtime. When I was talking to someone the other day that was in stocks and they were like, yeah, I'm thinking about crypto, and I'm like, yeah, it's crazy because you just wake up one day and you're like, wow, it's 50% up or 50% down. Too bad I got 8 hours of sleep. Too bad I don't have like red freaking like alarms on my wall. They're like, like an underwater submarine or something, like, everything's crashing. Or like maybe good green candles, like bling, 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 as every time it goes up. I would need that. I kind of need that setup. I don't know. I was talking to someone that does a lot of day trading for stocks, and we were kind of just bouncing ideas back and forth and sharing. And I was like, yeah, I was day trading a little bit more before I like made a really bad move and lost a bunch of money, and it kind of hurt me. It hurt me so bad. I feel like I'm still recovering from that wound. Speaking of recovering from wounds, yesterday was really rough, but I did see a good movie. I went and saw a really good movie yesterday. It was actually really interesting. It was an interesting movie. artsy. I would say it was an artsy film. And at first I was thinking like, this is the weird movie. I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy it, but it actually sucked me in and it gave me a really good break from my life. And it was a beautiful experience. It was a good it was a good movie. I went and saw The Favorite last night. It was pretty cool. Hey, Foo, what's up, Jessica? Hey, Ahmed, go fishing. Ahmed says I should go fishing. The last time, if you guys remember the last time I went fishing, XRP hit $1. Almost. XRP went to 80 cents last time I went fishing. So Ahmed's saying I should go fishing again, and maybe we'll be seeing $1. And if we saw $1 at this point and Bitcoin did not show some movement, then XRP would be number one. I think XRP would become dominant easily. Yo, happy guy. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate your support. It means so much. Thank you for the 2 pounds, yo. I appreciate you, dude. Let's hit a honky for our boy, the good guy. Let's do that bear drop, yo. Bear drop, honky. Please work, hotkey. Please work. I'm out. I'm not out. I'm still here. Woo! Yo, yo. This weekend, it will fall down even lower, says Bert DeJong. This weekend, it will fall down even lower. Doesn't Amazon have a deal with Quantum? Does Amazon have a deal with Quantum? I have no idea. Probably a 50K now. Probably 50K now, maybe. Okay. If XRP hits big, I'm actually cashing out and investing in Ripple. Weird. Really? If XRP hits big, you're going to cash out and invest in Ripple. Interesting. How dope would it be if when XRP jump up all crazy while you live streaming? Maybe it will jump up while I'm live streaming. Maybe it'll moon while I'm live on the air. What do you guys think? What do you think? You went fishing for 2 days? Okay. Lakeside Crypto is talking about the banks have announced sandboxing where they can test the technology. Wouldn't this be like a second market for testing? Yeah, it would be. But again, that's what we talk about is if they're sandboxing, then it's isolated, it's private, it's not open, it's not decentralized, it's not secure. And that's the problem. I think that's one of the problems for sure. One of the problems for sure. So I saw this come out today and I thought this was kind of interesting. Will Ripple XRP thrive in 2019? So for the wider crypto community, we've been talking about XRP for a minute, but interesting to see Forbes coming into the conversation. They've been posting articles here or there. They've been kind of like hinting at Ripple, hinting at XRP taking over. So for the wider crypto community, there's only 3 major coins that everyone likes to look at: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. So those are all pretty big. And if you were to take those 3 and put them up into a lineup, I would say Bitcoin and Ethereum are not going to do as well. Bitcoin and Ethereum are not holding up to XRP as far as efficiency and as far as energetic expenditure and as far as people using them, picking up and using them for whatever the utility of the network is. So that's a really good question. Like, what's really happening here? Can you see anything happening with these? So all 3 of them are down massively, as we know, but this article is highlighting, will XRP thrive in 2019? So the regulatory space has been a major concern and a major current sell-off in the crypto market. But, Ethereum is again lost its position to XRP. So Ethereum's lost its position. We can see that Bitcoin will likely lose its position in the future, and that is going to be a big